Did you know that poor communication in construction wastes over $30 billion annually? That's about to change dramatically with a digital revolution that's transforming how we build everything around us.
That's a staggering number. How exactly are they planning to tackle such massive inefficiency?
Well, it's fascinating actually. There is this global initiative creating what you might call a universal translator for construction. Imagine if every piece of software, every tool, and every team member could instantly understand each other perfectly.
Hmm, that sounds almost too good to be true. What's the technology behind it?
So here's where it gets really interesting. They've developed this three-phase approach called foundations, improvements, and reinventions. Think of it like teaching computers to speak a common language, then teaching them to think, and finally teaching them to innovate.
You know what that reminds me of? The early days of the internet when everyone was figuring out how to make different systems work together.
Exactly. And just like the internet revolutionized communication, this is set to transform construction. The first phase, foundations, is already saving some projects up to 20% in coordination time alone.
That's impressive. But what happens in the other phases?
Well, in the improvements phase, they're creating systems that can automatically check designs for problems and run complex simulations. Like imagine having a super smart assistant that can spot potential issues before they cost millions to fix,
So it's not just about preventing mistakes, it sounds like it's about making better decisions from the start.
right? And here's where it gets really wild. The final reinventions phase introduces something called digital twins. These are like virtual copies of buildings that update in real time, showing exactly how changes would affect everything from energy usage to maintenance costs.
Hold on. How does that actually work in practice?
So let's say you're managing a shopping mall with a digital twin. You could virtually test how changing the layout would affect foot traffic or how adding solar panels would impact energy costs, all before spending a dime on actual changes.
That could revolutionize how we think about building maintenance and upgrades.
And you know what's really cool? Early adopters using these systems are seeing energy savings of 20 to 30% just by optimizing their designs before construction even starts.
Those are significant numbers. But surely there must be challenges in implementing something this complex?
Oh, yeah, definitely. The biggest hurdle is managing the transition. You can't just flip a switch and have everyone start using new systems overnight. That's why they've mapped out this careful adoption strategy over the next decade.
How are smaller construction companies supposed to keep up with all this change?
That's actually one of the smartest parts of their approach. The standards are completely open, like uh, think of it as open source software for construction. Companies can adopt them gradually at their own pace.
Looking ahead, what do you think this means for the future of our cities?
Well, I think we're going to see buildings that are not just more efficient, but actually responsive to how we use them. Imagine offices that automatically adjust lighting and temperature based on occupancy patterns, or construction projects that generate almost zero waste because everything was optimized digitally first.
You know, when you put it that way, it really does sound like we're on the cusp of a major transformation.
And here's what makes it truly exciting. These changes aren't just about making construction more efficient. They're about creating buildings that work better for people and the planet. Some experts predict this could reduce the construction industry's carbon footprint by up to 40% in the next decade.
That would be a game changer for sustainability efforts.
Absolutely right. And you know what? We're already seeing the early stages of this transformation. The technology exists, the standards are being implemented, and the benefits are becoming clearer every day. It's not a question of if, but when these changes will become the norm.